But these days, there's all sorts of cool ones that, like, I don't think karate coin's very tricky.
No. Well, so think about, like...
maybe that's a hot take, I don't know, but, like...
Think about NIKCK or Coin Fusion.
Right.
I mean, like, those are way stronger tricks.
Yeah, and with gaffs that I think can be expanded beyond what they do.
Hey everybody, Eric Tate here alongside my good buddy NIKCK, and we're back with another top 10 list as determined by you, the Penguin Magic fans. Nick?
Yes, we still have fans, that's good.
We do.
We still have fans, and today we're talking about, did we say this?
No, we haven't yet.
No, we didn't. What are we talking about?
Coin gaffs.
Oh.
Top 10 coin gaffs. This is a wild one, especially because, like, you and I don't do a lot of coin magic. We're not known for it. I mean, we do it, but...
Yeah, well, part of my job requires me to be good at coin magic, and I'm about as good as I think I probably can be.
I mean,
I love coin magic.
It's cool.
I just don't do, like... Well, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
I mean, there's two tricks that I do in my regular repertoire, but there's a lot of tricks on this list that we're talking about today that, I mean, I'd easily pop them in and out, you know?
Every time we do a list,
yeah.
It's like you kind of analyze a little bit the state of the coin gaff industry market, and it's interesting to think about because I think what we got is like coin magic's unique where there's a lot of standard gaffs.
Yeah.
And they've been there forever.
Yeah, because we were, every time we do these, if you've never watched one of these before, we count them down and we get the props out, we try and play with them, and there's always an area where we talk about honorable mentions, and we were going through that, and we were like, well, what about this trick? What about this trick? And then we were realizing, like, oh, that's used as a standard gaff, and we're just talking about somebody's exceptional routine. And so I think we're gonna try and be a little cagey occasionally to.
I don't know where this is gonna go.
Yeah,
I got no idea. I got no idea.
But as always, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below, and click the bell so that you'll be notified whenever other top 10 lists like this come out. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because the way we generate these lists is we run polls on Facebook and Instagram, and it's all you. You're the ones who determine what ends up on this list, and then we give our hot takes, and we tell you if you're right or wrong. So,
I mean, I don't think anybody's wrong on this one. I just think it's a strange one. I'm excited to get into this one.
Me too.
So
I think you're up first.
The first one up is number 10. Is the two-headed coin.
This is fun.
And I mean, two-headed coin. Well, first of all, let's mention here. Part of everything that's on this list is we're going for whatever is in stock on Penguin Magic.
Yes.
There's,
there was a few.
I think there's things that I would maybe prefer as far as coin gaff makers and everything, but like weirdly, coin gaffs are like on the decline as far as like what's in stock.
There's only a few people who make coin gaffs. I mean, it's a pretty specialized skill set.
Yeah, and this one that we had here, we had to dig out. Like, I'm not even sure where this is from.
I actually know where this is from because this is a trick that I'm working on.
Right.
John Bannon is putting this trick out.
Well, by the time this is out, maybe this will be out.
Maybe it'll be out. So, but it's kind of interesting.
Sure.
I like two-headed coins.
Yeah. So it's a coin with two heads.
Yeah.
Or in this case, two tails.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, any layman would know exactly what to do with this coin right away. You win any coin flip.
You can, but. My favorite thing with it is there's a force you can do with a two-headed coin.
Sure, and I know what you're talking about.
This is a straight out of like Animan, Corinda.
Yes, I want to say it's an old Animan idea, or probably even older.
But you can, you need to go look up in mentalism. This is around. This is one of those secrets that like you remember and you're like, oh man, that's really cool.
This is the trick that I've kept in my back pocket in case I need to do a radio show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can force the date with a two-headed coin, and there's a recent Penguin Live lecture which uses the date to force another number, which is a really interesting thing that I kind of want to play with on this. And that
was, I mean, you might as well say it.
Oh yeah, it's Tom Gaddis.
Tom Gaddis had a great, right.
Tom Gaddis, Penguin Live, is got a really, really great date force on it, and using it with a two-headed coin is even better.
Yeah, so the trick would be, you would, in this case, the date on this coin is 2008.
Yep.
You'd write that down on a business card, put it face down, you'd introduce a ton of coins, shake them up, and you'd say whatever coins fall heads are eliminated. So you'd spill them on the table, you get rid of all the coins that fall heads. you do it again and again and again. Obviously, this will be the last remaining coin after many times because it just simply has to be because it cannot fall heads, right?
It's a really old force that you don't see very often, and there's some really cool stuff that you can do with this particular force. And I think a two-headed coin is great, especially if you're using a two-headed coin like that, rather than just like winning a coin flip every time. I think it becomes super convincing.
Yeah, so it's like a gaff, like even in a show, you know, like if you just had to do a quick coin flip and win it for some particular reason, like, hey, we're going to either do A or B, okay, B, right, you know. Also, just in the same vein, we were just talking about that routine there. Amadi Gilbert had a cool routine called Finders Keepers, which is similar to the whole spilling the coins out on the table, except that a spectator initials a coin and it ends up on the table face down with all the other coins, and you're able to know which coin it is by another. It's a download on Penguin that you can find, which is a cool trick. Yeah, similar.
Yeah, doesn't necessarily use a two-headed coin for its for the secret, but it is very cool because it's in that same realm. But
so if you could find like a Roy Cooper's two-headed coin or something, I'm sure he probably makes them in any variety, or a Tango two-headed coin in any variety.
Tango and Roy are the two that you're going to hear come up a lot in this. And they're two of the great coin gaff makers who are easily accessible and readily available. But also big shout out to Jamie Schoolcraft, Todd Lassen, and there's a bunch of other really great coin makers out there. Because there's another one that's going to be coming up soon who also makes coins. Johnny Wong is another really good one. But
you're going to have to search. You know, just search on the site if you need a two-headed coin, because you know obviously you could have it in any denomination and yada yada yada. So I can't just say get this one. Just go. You're gonna have to search around and find it if you need a two-headed coin. But they're really cool.
But awesome, and we understand why it came up on the list. Moving on to number 9, and see if I can do it with this. Is whoop.
Did you just stick your finger through that coin somehow?
Yes, I did.
Destroyed this coin, Eric.
The karate coin. So this one is actually the Cuckoo Karate coin by Roy Cooper's, done in the Kennedy half dollar. But there's a number of other denominations you can get with this, and this is one version of it that I like. This people have done. Karate coin is actually kind of interesting because you know the original karate coin was just a hole in a coin. It didn't look all destroyed like this.
Like it's been shot by a gun.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get like a close-up shot. Yeah, but this looks like your finger is like actually burst through it, which is, I mean, this is one of the first coin gaffs that I ever used.
Yeah, it was first time I saw it. I thought it was super fun.
Yeah. It's great because there's a lot of other like versions of this particular plot where your finger bursts through it, like you've got kung fu skills or something like that.
Right.
But I know David Roth in some of the older tapes has a routine where you put your finger through the coin and then take it out, but it's a clean cut. You know who else has that is if you look at Opus by Garrett Thomas. That's his ring and coin study, but there's an additional gaff coin in there that you can do that particular, like older karate coin style effect where the finger penetrates the coin and then you can remove the coin and then show that it's whole again.
Yeah.
This is just one version of it, but.
And what are you getting? No, it's just the Kennedy half dollar Roy Cooper's karate coin.
Yeah, this particular one, which there's links to all of these down below in the description if this is something that you want to pick up and do. You know, this just comes with the
it comes with a printed routine.
Yeah.
Looks like,
fancy bag.
Little fancy bag right there. I've never seen the Roy Cooper's fancy bag.
That is very cool.
But yeah, you're going to just get a basic routine. I mean, that's basically what you do with it.
Yeah, this particular version of it, yeah. The only thing that I would say is if you're going to do this, go ahead and put in the effort and find a coin with a matching date.
Sure.
Because that can be one thing. If you hand out a coin for examination, occasionally, like a more cagey spectator will memorize a date. And so if you're doing something like this, because I do this with a Walking Liberty, because I made one of these out of a Walking Liberty, which is funny. And I've got a matching date on there, just in case someone does go for it.
Sure.
Karate
coin's fun. I think this is one that probably doesn't make my top 10.
It doesn't make.
We'll talk about it later, but yeah.
We'll talk about that when it gets to later, but it's definitely something I've done. in the past. Super fun.
Well, moving on, and you're here. I screwed this whole thing up.
I'll take it.
Put that back together. Moving on to number 8, and this is a staple of Coin Magic, and it is a great one, and I should have had something prepared, but I don't, but it is the jumbo coin.
I love a jumbo coin.
Oh man, yes, the jumbo coin is amazing. It is just a giant version of whatever coin you're using, but never fails to get a huge reaction whenever you can pop this bad boy out on a spectator.
You know the one. If you want to do routines with the jumbo coin, the Craig Petty Penguin Live lecture. There's probably 2 or 3 different jumbo coin routines on there. I believe the Mike Gallo one has the Mike Gallo Penguin Live lecture has some jumbo coin stuff. But do you remember? We're in this theater. It's like the first time we've had lay people here in the brand new theater, and it's my neighbor actually is sitting right where you are. And Craig Petty pulls the jumbo coin out of her ear, and her jaw just hits the floor.
Yeah. It never doesn't pull a reaction. I've never seen it not hit. So as far as jumbo coin stuff that you could do, the Craig Petty, because he goes over jumbo coins pretty in depth there, right?
He does. He's got a couple of different things there. The other place I would go, so obviously David Roth's Expert Coin Magic
the
book.
old Garrett Thomas L&L DVDs are probably a lot of jumbo coin stuff on there.
I think
because he's got the jumbo coin from purse stuff, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
The other thing that I will say is, Michael Rubenstein has got a bunch of stuff, and I don't know if it's in his Penguin Live lecture, but he's definitely published a couple of books and videos, and also the New York Coin Symposium stuff has got a bunch of jumbo coin stuff on there. I always look at a jumbo coin, and it speaks to like a certain era of coin. Because it was like, in the 80s, you couldn't go anywhere without somebody pulling a manhole-sized coin out of your ear.
Yeah. The one thing that I've ever done with it is I would do a matrix effects, 4 coins where they all assemble, but I'd have my jumbo coin hidden on the back edge of my table. So once I'd get the I would do matrix and then a chink, and with that you're ditching 1 card at a time, but I'd pile the cards up right here over the edge of the jumbo coin. So at the end I'd pick up all 4 coins and then all 4 cards on top of the jumbo coin and then just move it to the table. So the audience is applauding for the end of the chink effect, and then I just blow the coins off the top and make a jumbo coin appear. That is the one thing I ever did with it.
Yeah. There's some cool moves that you can do where you take it right here.
Oh, there's so many cool manipulation moves. I don't do any of them, but
yeah, there's because I almost feel
the whole old CD stuff is all jumbo coin moves.
All based on jumbo coin. I don't know where to find it, but you know who I've seen doing jumbo coin stuff recently? I don't think he's published it, but if you check out Jeffrey Wong's Instagram, Jeffrey Wong's doing some wild stuff with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, jumbo coins. Awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool. Get one as a kicker ending to something. Figure out how to switch it in, because you'll get a big reaction.
Moving on to number 7, we are talking about folding coins or bite-out coins. So this is the one. This is Bitcoin that Penguin Magic sells right here. This is fun. You just
Eric, why are you eating that coin? Eric? What?
I didn't have lunch.
I can see the bite marks there. That is gross. Okay, no, that's amazing.
It's a great thing.
The bite coin goes back to, it's in the Bobo book.
It is.
It's in Modern Coin Magic.
That was like a revolution in Bobo when people were like, oh, you could use a folding coin to bite it off.
I don't think anybody did it until Blaine.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, because Blaine just made it a thing. If you watch the original Street Magic special, you see David biting coins and spitting them back in people's faces. And
so good.
And that was, I instantly started doing that trick. I mean, if you do that trick for people, they freak out.
What I will say is the Bitcoin that you get from Penguin Magic also comes with an additional piece that you can use.
Right. So originally there's a difference. Do we have the other one or not?
We don't have the other one. We just have the Bitcoin here. But the folding coin.
Yeah.
Because it used to be done for coin and bottle.
Right. The folding coin typically is a coin that can fold into thirds.
Thirds or halves, depending on which denomination.
Yeah. And that way it can fit in the neck of a bottle.
Yeah.
But this one is specifically for the eating, the biting thing, because the design in a traditional folding coin will just be cut with a flat line.
Yeah.
This one's got a bite design to it, okay, and it doesn't fold here at the bottom. The other part here would typically fold, so you can put it in a coin in a bottle. You could probably use this for coin and bottle for the right type, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I would find a folding, like a folding half, or well, you're gonna want a half for coin and bottle typically.
You know the coin and bottle routine that I think of, that like if you wanted to do coin and bottle, the one that I would think of to go check out is Fey Presto. Fey Presto.
Right. I was trying to say that at the same time, even though I didn't know what he was going to say. I knew what he was going to say.
Yeah. Fey Presto, incredible magician from the UK, and she works all of the best restaurants, the really high-end restaurants, and she will wait until they've finished a bottle of wine at the table. She'll walk up, she'll take a giant coin.
Well, she's ready for any coin.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you just go get Fey Presto's lecture, because she'll wreck you with coin and
bottle is so strong.
Yeah.
And that's a theme with a lot of these tricks that we're going to be looking at here today. They are killer tricks.
You really are.
Killer tricks that we typically don't do anymore because we just think that they're old and like played out. But man, you do coin and bottle for somebody correctly. Like you do phase routine. It's a reputation maker.
It really is.
So the only other thing to mention about this, it does come with the extra piece. So if you wanted to, you could hide that in your lip. And if you go to Penguin, you'll see a full demonstration of this on the website.
So Nick actually teaches this, and there's some some really cool restorations that you can do where you like drop the one piece and it reappears in there. I think Rick Lax is involved.
Yeah, that's right.
That's because that's got you, Rick Lax, and Oz Perlman. That's right. And that's the trifecta of magic teachers.
And one last thing to mention, and this is something that Roy has in his line, is the Forever Band.
Oh yeah.
Some of these coins that we're talking about have elastic properties to them, where the elastics can erode over time. This band that Roy developed does not. It lasts forever.
Yeah.
So you take a look into that if that's something that interests you, or you think you have a use for. Roy has like a forever band thing that he puts into some of his coins. So.
It's very cool. So yeah, folding coins. I see why they're on the list. That makes a lot of sense to me.
No doubt.
Moving on. I think you're number 6.
Number 6 is the magnetic coin, which I have one here. And this was interesting to see it pop up on the list, because magnetic coin, it's spoiler alert, it's a coin that's magnetic. Now, what's funny is that, like, in America, our currency is not magnetic.
Yes.
In other countries, some of their coins are magnetic. For us, though, we have to work a little harder to get a coin that will stick. So what do you need a magnetic coin for? Really, it's really used in like conjunction with other things, or you can like stick a magnet in your back pocket and like stick this to the outside of your pocket. That way you can steal it, without having to go to your pockets. Like that's about. What do you got?
Well, so we were talking about this before, and my thinking has sort of evolved, because what I don't know, because there's something I don't see on this list, and spoiler, it's not in the top 10, is a shim coin. And so I have to think that a lot of people voted for this or put this in because they meant a coin that could be magnetized.
Sure.
Not necessarily a magnetic coin, because there's two uses for a magnetic coin that I can think of. One is Kim Anderson is the guy behind Silver Edge. He's got the super magnetic $50.
Okay.
He does some neat stuff where he can like. He has the two coins on one on either side of his hand, so he's showing you the hand, but he's basically using the coin as a holdout, so it's holding another one so he can bring it in. Or you can do like you were talking about, like have a butt magnet or something magnetic, so you can sort of use it as like a hook coin.
Right.
But the other thing a magnetic coin is good for is with magnet detectors. So like anything that has a reed switch in it. So you could determine where it is, but there's also what is the magnet detector that you and I both use?
Sixth Sense. Yeah.
Sixth Sense 3.0.
Yeah, this would work great for that.
Sixth Sense 3.0 can not only detect the where the magnet is, if it's in this hand or that hand, but it can also detect the polarity of that. But I don't see a shim coin pop up on this list, and so I have to think that they were talking about a shim coin, which you could use with the Raven. You could use with the bat system, where you're making coins vanish and reappear. And stick to hide magnets all kinds of places and stick it there. Yeah,
this will work with the Raven as well. It'll stick to the magnet really strong, which is kind of a problem. I prefer a little lighter on that. But there's really just there's no trick. You don't get the magnetic coin and do a trick with it. Yeah. Right. It's always like you're using it for something else for the most part.
I think that it's I think people meant shim coins, but it showed up on here. But it's not one of the ones that's showing up on my list for this.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have it. Yeah, just because it's like not only, well, in America it makes sense, but like internationally, people just know that their coins stick to magnets in general.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so it's interesting, but like, yeah. Probably wouldn't make my list. We'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah. This one is from Tango Magic. He makes Mr. Tango makes great stuff, and if you needed a magnetic quarter or you know anything, he's probably got it in the right denomination.
Yep. And if you do have a magnetic coin and you want to look up some cool routines, Kim Anderson is the one that I would look up. So, moving on to number 5.
And get a Raven.
Yeah, get a Raven.
Yeah, right.
If you're going to do anything with the magnetic coins, get a Raven.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 5, and we don't have one of these here, but is copper silver coins. So this is a coin that is got basically it's two-sided. So just like the two-headed quarter that we looked at, it's the same thing, where on one side it's a silver coin, on the other side it's a copper coin. Typically it's an English penny. These days you see a lot of centavos. Some of the really like high-end makers like Jamie Schoolcraft make things that are like Morgan silver dollars on one side and Isle of Man coins, or Krugerrands on the other, which are really interesting. But there's a lot of copper silver coins routines out there. The one that I would jump to, that I would think of, is Michael Rubenstein's got a bunch of stuff. Particularly Michael Rubenstein Penguin Live 2 is the one where I know he's got a lot of copper silver stuff in there.
Yeah, no, it's a strong gaff because it's like a, it's a double-sided coin with a, so one of my favorite routines I've seen with a copper silver coin is from Perseus Archomanes in his Penguin Live lecture. It's a routine with a copper silver gimmick. And somebody's ring. It's kind of like, it's called Happiness and Sadness. It's on his Penguin Live lecture.
I remember that one. It's very good.
Where it's almost like a transposition where the coin is changing, almost like Ramsey stack stuff.
Yeah.
Where the coin changes underneath the wedding band, and it's kind of a emotional routine. It's very, very, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can check that one out.
But also the real reason, the one that I always jump to is the wild coin routine, or spellbound. So there's a lot of really cool routines. So wild coin is the idea is you've got like 3 silver coins, and one at a time they change into 3 copper coins, and you would put them into like a cup or a glass or something like that. And at the end you would dump the copper coins out, and they transform back into silver coins. Spellbound is a 1 coin. Apparently there's only 1 coin. It changes from copper to silver, and very often a copper-silver coin will be used to make some impossible changes while also ringing in and out the normal coins. But copper-silver gaff by itself, great. Roy Cooper.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, I guess you can get run from any of the kind of
any of the major coin makers will have one, and really what it comes down to is which one do you want, because which denomination are you going to play with. And the one that I know is most of the time when you see a copper silver coin, it's half dollar size, because there's just not a lot of...
Yeah, you have to have 2 coins that are about the same size.
Yeah, you have to have 2 coins that are about the same size, and there's just not a lot of dollar-sized coins. I mean, I think Todd Lassen had almost every Isle of Man coin on the planet because he was making those before he passed away.
Right.
But yeah, that's
it's just like it's kind of, there's not really a trick to do alone with the gaff, right?
No.
Like, you wouldn't just change it by spinning it.
Yeah.
So you really have to routine it out, and so you'll have to look at some of the routines that we mentioned.
And you have to have a reason in the routine to need the gaff to do something impossible and be able to switch it in and out.
Usually for transpositions.
There's a lot of copper silver routines that just use ordinary copper and silver coins. So I'm starting to think like, should this be on the list?
Yeah, it's like, it's not that it's not good. Yeah. It's just, what are you doing with it? These days. Not sure. So.
Well, that brings us to number 4.
4. This is a killer, man.
This is a standard, man.
This trick, and nobody does it. This is Scotch and soda, or at least there's a couple of you out. There's a few people out there.
If you're not doing Scotch and soda, you should be.
And this is one of those where I get it. I said it right before this. I'm like, why don't you put this in my hand? I'm like, why don't I do this trick anymore? Scotch and soda. And we have here, this is the Eagle Custom Coins version, Scotch and soda with the Mexican centavo. So what is the effect? Well, the effect is essentially you have a half dollar, and you also have a Mexican centavo, and that centavo can vanish and reappear anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, that's basically what we're dealing with here. And this is a, we're gonna try our best not to like expose. I don't know. We couldn't figure out exactly where we wanted to go with like how to talk about some of this stuff, because some of this stuff is like, I don't really want to show it to you.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean there's some cool. We are playing with some very cool gimmicks over here.
Especially when it gets down to the end here. Yeah, when we get to the end here, there's some things here I just kind of don't want to show you the exact workings of it.
Yeah.
But essentially what this would allow you to do is I could show you a...
you could put it in
the
my
overhead?
hands.
I have no idea. It doesn't matter. But we have a $50 and a Mexican centavo, right? And really, you could place this. So I don't even need your hand.
Oh, okay.
But like, I could place it with my hand, right? Just by giving it a squeeze, I could make. What do you say? The $50 or the centavo?
Make the centavo disappear.
The centavo will disappear. I snap my fingers, and then the centavo is gone, and it's completely gone. You can, and this is examinable.
Yep.
You could hand this to the spectator.
You absolutely could.
Nothing for them to see, and then I would say, "Look, the centavo has reappeared underneath my coffee cup." Right, or wherever you want.
Yeah.
There was a routine that I used to do when I worked at the magic shop down at Theater Magic down at Universal Studios. They also used a quarter, and this would reappear underneath the spectator's watch, which is just so strong. So the gimmick is this $50. It allows you to show the $50 and the centavo, and then have it like, I don't know any other way to say this, but they combine as one, and it is totally examinable.
So the name of the trick actually comes from the original routine, which was you would put the quarter and then the copper coin in somebody's hand, and you would say you'd take out one and you'd bet them a scotch and a soda, like it was a bar bet, like you bet them a drink,
forget. Yeah.
And then that the other coin was in their hand, and then they'd open it up, and then a quarter or something else would appear there, and that's where it came from. Because a lot of the older ones you'll see with a English penny, because an English penny and a $50 are the same size. But it's a really, really strong piece. Now, this particular one, there's a link down below to this, comes with this little thing right here. But they also make these that are magnetic, and man, I had one, and I know that there's some, we were looking this up before we filmed this. There are some magnetic scotch and sodas on the site, the Penguin Magic site, that that would be my go-to, because if you're doing this a lot, and especially if you're like a table or a table hopper or working cocktail parties, having the ability to reset this without this little thing right here, it's great.
Yeah.
So
this is just one of the strongest tricks you could show somebody. So yeah, you get the $50. The centavo, like an examinable centavo, and then another gimmick centavo, and this thing, which helps you assemble the whole thing.
It's an awesome trick.
This could be one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mainly because, and we'll get there, but I'll also check out my friend Chaston Criswell's Penguin Live lecture.
He's got a good routine.
He's got a good routine in here where it ends you just have to watch the routine. His Penguin Live, which you should have anyway, also has jumbo coin stuff on it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it. So, scotch and soda, one of the best tricks ever.
Yeah. I think so. It's stood the test of time. There's a reason that we keep making them.
But again, different than some of these other ones we're talking about, where it's like an actual trick.
Yeah.
With a gaff, like you could use this gaff for other things, but there is a trick here as well.
That actually brings us to the honorable mentions before we get into the top three. We were talking about this, because I think that what happened when the voting took place was people went for the standard gaffes of routines that they think are great. But when you and I started to sit around, one of the ones that actually jumped out to me is Mike Gallo, awesome guy, great coin magician, is Zag. I'm not sure why this didn't show up.
It's a fun trick.
This is such a fun trick, and see if I got it in here, see if I can do it, which is basically this.
You gotta cast that spell on this one.
Yeah, you have a quarter, you borrow a quarter from someone, and then
you ever see that trick where they do the illusion where they pull the middle out of the girl?
Yeah, that's what you do with this. So you end up there, and
and then you get to hand this out. Very much like karate coin, right? In a sense where you do the thing, and then you have like something that people can look at.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell? And then of course you can change it back. If
This is really. I mean, this is a really awesome gimmick that was created by Mike Gallo. Magic Ballet teaches this. I mean, this is like Magic Ballet does this trick all the time.
Yeah, that's a good one
because it's pretty good.
Yeah, because and it's been weirdly, and you guys would not know, but we haven't filmed one of these top 10s in a very long time.
Yeah,
strangely. Is this? Do we talk about the new order here, or is that at the end?
New orders at the end.
And new orders at the end. Okay.
Yeah, because I would put this in here, but you can put it back together and all that. But Zag is awesome. So, I mean, this is definitely a trick.
It's a cool coin gimmick
that you should check out.
What else did we have over here? Like
Raven Casino.
Yeah, I mean, like this is a thing to do with your Raven device, but I mean, I guess it's just this gets into what we're talking about towards the end here with some specialty style. The shells. We're gonna have to say the word anyway at some point here, but
turtles, specialty turtles.
Specialty turtle. I mean, well,
we know.
It's literally they're gonna have to search for it. It's in the description below. So
this is where we were like, we don't know. How do we talk about this or not? But Raven Casino, you can transform a poker chip into a coin.
Yeah,
which is really
I didn't
good.
bring my Raven with me, but also like.
So here's another one that's on the list that I think that I'm surprised, and you can show the Ramsey stack. You would look this up as like stack of quarters or stack of dollars or something, but that is a coin gaff for a trick. And actually, the one that I'm thinking of is probably by the time this comes out, if it's not on the site yet, it should be up for pre-order. Is Curtis Cam's Penguin Live 2. He teaches the Ramsey stack, and what that is a cylinder and coins. There's like a marker, like a piece of cork, and then it's inside of a cylinder. You take 4 or 5 coins, you vanish them one at a time, and then you lift up the cylinder, and it reappears underneath the cork or the other marker. The Ramsey stack, or stack of quarters or stack of dollars, is a specialty gimmick that is for a trick. Because the other one it's good for is pence and cone. That's where you find it. Or nickels to dimes is another one that uses that Ramsey stack type thing.
Right.
But that's one that I'm surprised that didn't make it on here because it's really good.
It's funny when you think about it now, right? We just have the ability to make all sorts of cool coin stuff these days.
Yeah.
And back, 50 years ago, the only cool, weird coins tricks were karate coin and folding coin and something maybe with a magnet coin or whatever else was out there.
But
these days there's all sorts of cool ones that like I don't think karate coin's a very good trick anymore.
No. Well, so think about like
maybe that's a hot take. I don't know, but like
think about CoinNEKK or Coin Fusion.
Right.
I mean, like those are way stronger tricks.
Yeah, and with gaffs that I think can be expanded beyond what they do already.
Yeah. And actually, was it Seth was so if you follow us on Instagram or TikTok, all the folks here at Penguin are always like making fun little videos to put up, and Seth put out a trick called CoinNEKK, which is you take 2 quarters and you put them together and they stick together like with some sort of crazy energy, and then they can fall apart. But I think he combined it with a with a Coin Fusion gimmick. Where he did 2 and then he did 3.
Yeah, I mean, Coin Fusion, like just the plot of coins sticking together in general is very, very cool. And we had that downstairs, should have grabbed it. But then also Coinception, Roddy McGee's new trick where he builds a coin piece by piece with an amazing visual restoration at the end. These are all similar things that you could be doing with the same moves, like with a copper silver coin or anything like that.
CBS by Paul Vigil is a copper, brass, silver. You've got copper coin, brass coin, silver coin. The brass coin's got a hole in it. The coins vanish from one hand, reappear in the other. They jump back, then they all vanish at the end. That is a great trick.
Yeah,
that's a gaff that has a purpose. And there's lots of copper, silver, brass routines, but that is a gaff for a trick.
And just go back on Coin Fusion. It's just like CBS, Paul V. We love Paul Vigil. We've talked about him a million times. Yeah. That should be a staple of coin magic at this point. And like Coin Fusion is just, I've performed it enough to know that it is super powerful. The plot of coins sticking together is really fascinating plot for a layman, and like conceit seems possible. So there's a lot of cool new coin gaffs out there. I think it's time, and we'll talk about it at the end when we redo the list here.
The only other honorable mention I wrote it down on there, but an honorable mention, just because when I was like 15 in a magic shop, this one screwed me up so bad, was the $1.85 trick.
Sure, $1.85.
If you've never seen this, you've got 2 50-cent pieces, a couple of quarters, a dime, and a nickel. And the magician picks them up and puts them in their hand one at a time, and then they close their hand like this, and they open it up, and inside is only the $half.
Yeah.
It is
the craziest gimmick.
Yeah.
I know Tango makes one.
Tango makes one, and then because the one I saw was, who's the other coin gaff maker that we used to get stuff from, where their main job is aircraft parts, but then their secondary job is coin.
Johnson?
Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson's another coin maker. I wanted to include that
but
one.
Johnson hasn't made coins in forever, I don't think, so.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. I don't think they make coins. I think it's just we're running off whatever. I could be wrong.
It could be. But the story there is interesting. They're an aircraft parts company, but the owner's like big into magic, and they've got all the machinery. So
I feel like they made a lot in the 90s or early 2000s, and
I've still got us some Johnson props, but
and of course nickels to dimes and stack of nickels, all that stuff. Like they're all killer tricks. But let's
get back into the list.
Maybe start thinking about doing some new style coin magic.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Moving on, number 3. This is from Johnny Wong. This is the Super Triple Coin. This is definitely getting to that area where I'm going to show you what it does, but I'm not going to reveal it. But you produce a coin like this, which is really fun, because then you can produce another coin, and you can show your hands empty and produce the third coin like this, which is really great. But then you take one coin away, and it's gone. So you've got the 2 coins like that. And then you make this one vanish, and then you've got just the last one, and then you can do sort of a classic thing right here. But I have one of these, and I play with it.
It's one of the most fun gimmicks to play with.
It is so much fun.
And it makes your life so much easier.
Yeah.
Not that you shouldn't put in the work for it to learn a nice 3-fly style routine. But there's something to be said for this gimmick for sure.
Yeah. So we're not going to reveal exactly what it is. This is definitely getting into... So Johnny Wong, excellent coin gaff maker, really, really cool stuff. And this is essentially something that allows you to produce 3 coins barehanded and then vanish them all down to 1.
Right.
And there's really no other way.
No skill.
No
skill. I mean, I guess you got to do like your own vanish for the last one, because you can't. It doesn't disappear on its own. But the coin 2 and 3, you don't do anything.
And Johnny Wong's got a couple different versions of this. There's a really neat one where you produce 3 like dollar coins, but then they transform into like Chinese coins or poker chips.
Surprise, I think that's called.
Yeah.
That trick messed me up the first time I saw it.
But it's typically, the gimmick is called a Super Triple Coin, and there are a number of wonderful coin makers out there who make similar things. I just know that Johnny Wong is the one who everyone is like, that's the one you got to get. Yeah,
and the hot trick, we love Gregory Wilson.
Yes.
Split Focus is out there right now, and a great routine. If you can get it, I think it's out of stock.
Yeah.
But like
these are, this gets into that area where like these are hard to make.
Yeah.
So there's only a couple of people who make them.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
For a reason. You will do it especially if you're like a walk around performer, because the other thing is it stores as 1 coin. Right? Like you're not going to carry like 4 coins in your pocket to do your coins across, right?
The other thing I'll say is we're not going to give too much away here, but it interfaces with the Raven. Like you can do stuff with this,
or hold out in your back pocket.
Out in your back pocket. Right. You can do stuff with the Raven.
Good. It's a nice investment if you're gonna be doing it.
If you want to level up some of your coin stuff and really get there, this is the way to do it.
There it is.
Yeah. So moving to number 2.
Number 2 is another one. Yeah. Well, we don't have one here, do we?
We don't. But we filmed a project with Craig Petty on this, and I know.
Oh right, we did a whole project with him.
We did a huge project with this, and I believe there is still stuff available from Troy Hoosier.
Okay. Right. Well, so we're talking about the flipper coin. Now the flipper coin is it's a coin that allows you to, you could have what seems to be 2 coins in your hand, and just by giving it a toss or closing your hand or literally anything.
You're probably watching some videos right now with some neat stuff in there.
That coin just transforms into 1. So one of the coins just vanishes, but you can do it visually.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to happen like underneath your hand or anything like that. Troy Hoosier, who I met at a convention at the Hankley's conclave, let's just say 2003, Troy Hoosier showed me flipper coin stuff, and that was like one of the I bought all of it.
Yeah.
It's impossible coin magic.
There's a gentleman who we're both friends with, who does amazing stuff with it, is Eric Jones. Has some amazing flipper coin work.
Now, like in his, the routine he did on Penn and Teller, full Penn and Teller, and
I think he teaches that.
Teaches it in his Penguin Live too. But it is a slightly different style flipper coin.
There's two different kinds of flipper coins you can get. There's ones where they call them gravity flipper coins, and then there's an elastic.
There's also locking versions that you'll find in tricks like Double Deception.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, I learned so much filming Craig Petty's.
Sure.
The Flipper Coin project we put out with him. Craig Petty has put out a Flipper Coin project already called Flipped Out or something like that. And you can hand a flipper coin to a layperson and they will not figure it out.
It's cool.
It's a really, really interesting gimmick. And it's just fantastic.
Super powerful. Yeah.
But that brings us to number one, which is the expanded shell. And essentially, what we can do is I can make figure out how to show that right there, and then a second one.
What?
And then if I take these two coins and I put them in this hand right here, and I give my hands a squeeze, one of those coins vanishes, and that's really all there is to that.
The expanded shell.
This is a utility gimmick.
Yep.
I think that's a great way to show it without really revealing it here.
I think most people are familiar with what this is, but it is the centerpiece to a lot of the best coin tricks that you can do.
My first introduction to it was, and I think this is still on the site, maybe it's not, or maybe you can't get it anymore, it was Coin 1 by Homer Lewag. But Troy Hoosier's Total Destruction book, Destroyer's book has some really, really good work with this.
Yeah, there's so many tricks. I mean, there's how many? Thousands of tricks with the expanded shell.
This is one where I've got some work on this. I know you've got some work with this. You can do coins across. You can do copper-silver routines. You can do translocation routines. You can do matrix routines.
Right.
It basically gives you an extra coin that hides in plain sight.
Yeah. So it's funny. How do I recommend the expanded shell? Because I'd have to just recommend routine.
Yeah.
Right. There's really no other way around it. And I think my favorite. Well, there's two, and I don't know if Mike Eaton teaches it on his Penguin Live lecture. He might. If not, it's available out there. You can get it from Mike Eaton. But his 3-fly, which sorry, Mike, I can't remember the name of it. But basically, Mike Eaton's 3-fly.
Yeah.
He's got so much amazing shell work.
Oh yeah.
But the one that I perform, I don't do Mike Eaton's 3-fly. I just admire it from afar.
Yeah.
I've seen Mike do it a million times, and I'm like, I never want to go. But you guys would love it if you watch it. But the trick I do, my favorite coin shell routine to do is Robbie Moreland's coins through table, which he does teach on his Penguin Live as well. He's got a name for it, and again, Robbie, I apologize, I don't know the name of the actual trick, but it's done visually. So like
I know I've seen Robbie do this. Robbie had a residency in Florida once, and I went down there to watch Robbie do this, and watching Robbie.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'd put the coin over the glass and like shake the glass slowly, and you'll see one of these coins melt into the other one, and then you'll produce it from underneath the table. It's a very classic coins through table, but just Robbie kind of ironed out the handling.
So there's two coin routines for me that use the expanded shell that I really love. One is Gregory Wilson's Fistful of Dollars.
Oh, it's a great routine.
It's a really, really wonderful routine.
I mean, and if you were to pick that up on Penguin, it comes with
with everything you need.
Yeah.
But the other one that I really love, and this is, I think it's available as a download, but I definitely bought it from Penguin. It's a DVD. It's Jay Sankey's Revolutionary Coin Magic, the Cartesian coin production. You literally start with one coin on the table, and you pluck a coin out, and you put it here, and then you pluck 2 coins out, and you go there.
Right.
And then you can go into a matrix style routine, but it's visually arresting, and it's really, really interesting.
It's
too much you can do with this.
It's the double lift of coin magic.
Yeah.
Right. Is what it is. You need to have one if you're interested in coin magic at all.
The only sort of consideration that you have when you're getting into expanded shells is what are the coins you're going to work with every day.
Right.
I typically work with Morgan silver dollars, and so I have an older Johnson shell that was made of silver. I believe you can get silver shells on Penguin Magic. You just have to look it up. Anytime you're getting a standard gaff like this, you just need to pay very close attention when you're ordering it, because I did it this week. I needed to order a one-way force deck, and I ordered a red deck and not a blue deck. So that's just one of those, when you're getting into this, make sure you know the details. So make sure you know if you're getting an Eisenhower or a Morgan or a
Right.
piece dollar or a half dollar.
Right.
And if you're getting a half dollar, is it a Kennedy? Is it a Walking Liberty? Is it a 67 Kennedy, which is silver, versus some of the newer ones, which are clad? Those details matter with these. But if you get Fistful of Dollars, it comes with coins and a shell, and the dates match.
Yeah, I get, it's a good recommendation because, like, Fistful of Dollars, you're going to learn solid. I mean, well, it's Gregory Wilson, so the teaching is top notch, and you're going to learn a great routine that is accessible to just. I mean, you're going to be doing moves, but that's what you need to learn when you're doing this stuff. Hopefully, not too far in the future, maybe. Here at Penguin, we'll iron some of this stuff out and make it accessible for
You never know.
You never know.
But this is the end of the video, and this is what we do. We do two things. First of all, order.
Order. You want me? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Sure. I got problems, Eric. I mean, I got more.
I know.
I got a few problems. I think Karate Coin put it to rest.
Yeah.
Put it to rest. I think that one's.
It's a fun trick, but there's other stuff that should be on this list.
Yeah, I would say take your Karate Coin, put it in the drawer, pick up something new, and go have some fun with that. Also, like the magnetic coin just doesn't need to be on the list. There's nothing wrong with the magnetic coin.
No,
it's just not like I don't think it even has enough uses to be anywhere near the list. To be honest.
I'll tell you what, Super Triple Coin is great, really cool. I'd actually knock it down a bit just because there's a lot. For me on this list, I would put it down a little bit further because there's things that I can do with either a shell or a flipper coin that I just can't do with a Super Triple Coin.
Sure.
And I would move the folding coin way up the list.
Sure. Yeah, just because coin and bottle alone, and of course if you can do the bite out coin.
Yeah.
So I'd replace. Karate Coin, magnetic coin with maybe, I don't know, get yourself a coin fusion and go learn Imagination Coins by Garrett Thomas or something like that.
And I'd put copper, silver, I'd take Karate Coin out, put copper, silver, brass in there.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But when it comes to your top three picks, I mean, my top three it's going to be expanded shell, but then I'm going to put the folding coin there, and then underneath that, I'm going to put Scotch and soda. I love the flipper coin. Flipper coin is almost in there just because I know I can combine it with an expanded shell and do some really gnarly stuff.
Right.
But flipper coin sort of is number 4 for me. But yeah.
I'm sort of in the same boat where I want my gimmicks to kind of do a trick. Not that there's anything wrong with a utility thing, but that's why I'm going to put Scotch and soda number 1.
I think that's a valid reason.
For sure. And again, it kind of has the same utility as a shell, but not the same type of utility, but you could do other things with it.
There's no reason you couldn't, especially if you had a magnetic one where you can get in and out of it rather than a locking one.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Scotch and Soda 1, Super Triple 2. I had a blast with split focus over in my COVID days as well. And then I'm going to put the Shell 3 just because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
It's too stinking good.
Well, that is it for another Top 10 video. Please let us know in the comments below if Nick and I missed anything, or if we're wrong. Let us know what your top 3s are. Also, let us know if there's anything that didn't make the list that you think there should be. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as ring that bell so you'll be notified the next time we put up more things like this. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you can chime in and vote on other top 10 lists coming out. On behalf of Nick, myself, and everyone here at Penguin Magic, thanks again for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.